everyone. Thanks for listening to the podcast. The SnoWest Show is powered by Trails West RPM Trailers. You'll be hearing a lot more about the new Altitude Series RPM trailers from Trails West, but I just wanted to thank them for joining the show. We've used Trails West RPM trailers exclusively for years and love how smooth they pull. They're loaded with cool features that make the trip easy. You can really tell that they're designed and built by snowmobilers who use them all the time. Dan Adams and Matt Entz count on Trails West RPM trailers to get to the snow every day, and so do we at SnoWest. Use the Build Your Trailer button at trailswesttrailers.com to check out all the features and options. Thanks and enjoy the show. All right, hey everybody, welcome to the SnoWest Show. We're here in studio. This is we've been putting this studio together all summer, and God, I got my cord in the wrong spot. And trying to, we've got a vision for this podcast thing, and we're starting to put it together. And I think these episodes are going to be pretty fun. We got Dave McClure here in studio, Justin Stevens in here, Justin Summers,
the owner of Climb,
Justin Stevens in here co-hosting with us, and
ex Motorfist employee.
Yeah, and everybody take note who shows up. Like, how many of these has Justin showed up to?
I know
that Rhett and Brock and Bruce just bail out on the last minute.
I think we started with everybody.
We did. We had everybody lined
this
up.
Morning at 8 a.m. Everybody was coming, right?
Yeah. We'd had all 5 of us plus Dave.
Yeah.
Would have been some great stories.
Yeah.
And then just one by one, they just may be out.
And I consider them like all friends, like all like close friends of mine. And I was so pumped to come and hang out, and then they all just bailed.
But now, who's your best friend?
Right here, right here.
Who's the loyal one? You can always count on Justin. He'll never let you down.
Yeah.
We got some cool shows lined up. Next week, we're going to have Dustin Pancarry from Climb in here, and we're going to talk goggles, like get real techie into goggles, and you know how that's going to go with Pancarry. Like, we're going to be talking like plastic densities and bend characteristics and impact tests, and I don't know. That's going to be fun. But we've got some stuff lined out with Climb that we're going to do with Dustin later on when it snows.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And I'm only looking at you because the other guys aren't here.
Yeah, and they won't be here. But
they probably won't be here. we're going to get we're going to do 2 tests with Climb. That's going to be like goggle focused, and it's going to be, the first one is going to be all of their different frames and how do they fit differently, how do they feel differently to the, because everybody's got a different shaped face.
Yeah.
So all these different frames, you got to pick the right frame. And then the second one is going to be lens colors. So we're each going to get a set of the Climb E-Fire heated goggle.
Okay.
And then we're going to have every lens color that they have, and we'll go ride a couple times, and all of us just rotate through the lens colors, and then come back and talk about what we each feel. Like in overcast, do you prefer a persimmon or a yellow or a clear? Talk about the smoke and the gradient. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's going to get a little nerdy, but we're in it for you.
Remember how tedious and like cumbersome it was to change goggle lenses?
Yeah.
And now it's just like a 10-second deal.
Yeah.
So like some guys don't carry 2 goggles; they'll just carry 2 lenses.
I know, that still blows my mind.
Yeah.
Because I'll pack like 3, wear the ones I'm wearing and 2 extras in my backpack, and I see these guys like swapping their lens. I'm like it still hasn't registered in my brain that that's an easier way to do what we're doing.
It's so nice though. I mean, I don't really like packing extra goggles. They don't really fit anywhere great. They don't really fit inside your coat great. They don't really fit inside your pack great. So if you can get it down to some lenses, that's awesome.
Dude, one time we were at the Arctic Cat photo shoot, and Kyle Saxton was just going off, like doing some cool stuff on the snowmobile, and we were wearing, just the Arctic Cat gear, and some of the goggles were just crap, and his goggles were fogged, and I've been there. I knew exactly what Saxton was going through, and I was like, here, man, take my goggles. And so he wore my goggles, and I put his goggles on, and don't ever do that. Like putting another man's sweat on your face, like it was so gross. Like
that's why if I go riding, like that's half the reason I carry 2 extras to pair, because if somebody has a vision problem and ruins their goggles, and I'm like, okay, here, just so I can get you off the mountain, like, here, use these. And then when you get back to the cabin, they're like, oh, thanks for letting me borrow these. I'm like, keep them, dude. Like, those are yours.
Yeah, well, how do you wash the foam?
How do you tell if someone's a good mountain rider? how they take care of their goggles.
Yeah.
If you see somebody and their goggles are like upside down on their handlebars or like up on their hood getting all heated up, you know they're not like a seasoned mountain rider.
Yeah, you never take them off unless you're eating.
Yeah.
And even then, you can eat with them on, but
Yeah.
yeah, you just never take those things off. So then we've got another show coming up the week after that with Steve Martin, Skidoo Ambassador. Steve and I and a few other people went to Austria a few weeks ago and toured the Rotax engine plant. BRP Skidoo owns Rotax, has owned Rotax for a long time, and took us over to Austria, and we spent 2 days going through the factory, like up and down every single row. We watched the cylinders getting plasma coated, like through the window, like just sitting there. And I've got videos. We'll put them on that podcast. But watching the cylinders getting plasma coated, and I probably am going to go blind 10 years early, but this was just cool, and seeing the way that the way they build their connecting rods, because they break their rods. They pioneered that technology of breaking the rod ends rather than cutting them. And it's just really cool how that works, so that the rod ends on two strokes come together absolutely perfectly. And just, I don't know, fantastic facility. That was a really cool trip. So watch out for that one. But man, today we're talking about, we're going to talk about Arctic cats. We're going to talk about lots of stuff, but Dave's got a shiny new toy. And doesn't really happen that often, because you're kind of a penny pincher and you run things into the ground. And this truck's probably going to wind up with 100,000 miles on it at some point. But you bought a brand new Ram, and you had a custom flatbed made, like just absolutely decked out the way you wanted it to be. And we've had it here the last couple hours inside the studio here, shooting pictures and videos of it. And the funny thing was the catalyst to it, because you've always been a flatbed guy, right?
Well, my brother got a flatbed years ago, and he told me, he's like, dude, once you get a flatbed, you're never going to go back. And so I just, out of necessity with landscaping, I got one. And he's absolutely right. Like, once you have one, they're so handy. But I've always, like, I've always wanted to build like the ultimate like flatbed that was just, I could use year round and would facilitate all my different hobbies. And it's been in my brain of how to do it, and this is it.
But to the other end of the spectrum, from the ultimate do it all flatbed, you're also you've got two Toyota Tacomas with flatbeds on it that haul who knows what throughout the summer. And then you'll roll into like these, you'll roll into the parking lot in Alpine or whatever with all the climb backcountry guys or everybody else. Trails West Goosenecks, and Dave rolling in with his
Toyota
Tacoma
flatbed.
Yeah, $2,500, man.
Yeah.
You put a flatbed on a Tacoma, and it's instantly as capable as a half ton. Like, the payload instantly goes up to what a half ton can haul.
But that flatbed's cost you a few pennies, hasn't it? Like, what happened when your mountain bike?
Oh, that was Rob's mountain bike.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching the SnoWest Show. If you're watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and check out all of our past episodes and get alerts on new shows. Real quick though, I just wanted to thank the companies that support the SnoWest Show. Fly Racing is the #1 gear brand in Supercross and Motocross, and they bring that same product innovation to snowmobiling. Whether it's monosuits, helmets, gloves, boots, or goggles, Fly Racing has you covered for your snowmobiling gear head to toe. Check them out at flyracing.com or at flyracingsnow on socials. Thanks to Deviant Ink for supporting the show. Head on over to deviantink.com and check out their custom wrap builder with new interactive design tools that make designing and customizing wraps easy. Their new colorizer tool randomizes color combinations until you land on the look you love. Then try the design mixer tool to see all the Deviant Ink designs in the colors you've selected. Check it out at deviantink.com. Thanks to Tempest Optics, these goggles feature an automatic lens heating system that sets the bar for fog prevention. We wear them, we love them. They have a huge assortment of lens options that are easy to swap. We get 3 to 5 rides on a single charge out of these, and they will stay charged for a very long time. No on and off switch, no external battery block, no power cords. Just charge them and ride. Check them out at tempestoptics.com and on social media. And welcome to the show, EasyLink. We've seen EasyLink products on trucks, snowmobiles, and UTVs for a while now. EasyLink connects your truck, your UTV, or your snowmobile with one device, making diagnostics, recalibrations, flash support, and factory functions easier than ever. One device, one platform, all your machines connected with EasyLink. See more at easylink.com. And thanks to Caliber Products. Caliber Products has been the leader in trailer glides and snowmobile shop wheels for years, but did you know they also do flooring for trailers and shops, ramps, and a bunch of other accessories? One of the coolest things they offer is the Traction Ladder HD. This allows your track to engage with the ramp sooner for safer, more controlled loading on any sled deck ramp or bed loading ramp. Check out all the products Caliber offers at caliberproductsinc.com. Hey, thanks again for listening, and now back to the show. Oh, it was Rob's bike. That's right.
We left the bike shop with his brand new Santa Cruz Bronson
In Driggs, downtown Driggs.
downtown Driggs, and I was like, dude, my flatbed's sweet. Like, it's got like dirt bike chocks, so we can just haul our mountain bikes like we do our dirt bikes. And so we had our mountain bikes like you tie down dirt bikes, and we got going like not even a half a mile from the mountain bike shop. And I look in the rearview mirror, and Rob's bike is bouncing down the asphalt, brand new. Like, he hadn't even rode it yet.
And he blamed that on you. I'm sure.
Oh, it was totally my fault. But it wasn't. But it was my fault.
You were mentioning that the catalyst to do this truck build and this sled deck and everything was you were riding with Logan, your son, and the loading ramp kept getting stuck underneath the truck, and it was just a pain in the butt to get the loading ramp out from underneath the sled after you had loaded up. And so you took that and were like, I'm going to go build the ultimate sled deck.
Yeah, I mean, I've got like a sweet Caliber ramp that's, super expensive, and it works great for loading the sleds on the sled deck or on the flatbed. But the problem is like, once I loaded the sleds, then how do I get with my at the time 10-year-old, two men can lift up the back and kind of shimmy a ramp out, but it's not that easy. So yeah, but then you see sled decks, they've got their ramp system figured out pretty good. So what I decided to do was build a sled deck flatbed hybrid. The top is it's exactly like a limitless sled deck, and then the ramp system. What's really cool about this is, I mean, one day I'm dirt bike, and the next day four wheel, and the next day side by side, and snowmobile, and I needed a ramp system that would work for all that. So like, this is like, you put the ramps all the way together, and it's a four-wheeler ramp. And then you pull them, or it's a snowmobile ramp. A little bit apart, it's a four-wheeler ramp. Further apart, it's a side-by-side ramp. So, and then it's got the bar like a sled deck all the way across, so you can just infinitely adjust, the width that you need. So. And
then the ramps stow away like inside the bed.
Yeah. So that was when I went with my boy. I was like, what do I do with this Caliber ramp now? I tucked it underneath my truck, and I think Nate Zollinger, he mentioned last year down in Utah, he got his Caliber ramp stolen on a ride. Imagine coming back and, oh, my $600 ramp's gone.
Yeah.
So yeah, this has got locking trays that you put the ramps in.
So who built this thing for you? How'd you put this together?
So I got this buddy, Mike Kopp, and he's got a Kopp welding and fabrication business, local guy in my hometown, Swan Valley. And he actually used to weld for Boondocker Turbos. He's the best welder I've ever seen. I mean, and I didn't know he was going to TIG weld this whole entire bed. Like, it's an aluminum flatbed, and I assumed he was just going to MIG weld it because it's quicker and cheaper and easier. But he's just like, no, he's like, it just doesn't look as good as TIG welding. So, and I remember as we were designing it, and I was just like, oh, we're going to do this and this. And I didn't realize in his mind, he's like, that's like 4 feet of weld, right there. Like, you imagine doing 4 feet of, and he stacks dimes. Like, it's nuts. So.
Yeah, that's impressive. Why not just do a sled deck?
Because they just don't work for me, because one day I'm hauling 2 sleds on my back of my flatbed, and the next day I'm hauling a gooseneck. And so the sled deck definitely doesn't work for that. So.
And then the third day you're hauling like a dead cow or
hay or a freezer,
Two bags of rock.
Yeah, 2 bags of fertilizer for a Bank of Commerce commercial.
That's true. That's happened.
Oh man. So and then you've got your sled builds coming on this. So you showed up today with your 26s. Mm-hmm. And when did those arrive?
Oh man, like 10 days ago I got them. Yeah.
You were up till like 1 a.m. last night wrapping them.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I could have started 9 days ago, but of course it's just the last minute. But yeah, yesterday I had to deliver hay to Wyoming, so that took up. So I literally just told my son, I was like, just wrap them, So he put in a
Logan
bunch
did
of
it?
hours. Yeah,
That's awesome.
yeah. Then we literally last night till like 1:30 we were wrapping. So
That's cool.
yeah.
Oh man. All right. Well, we'll kind of wrap it up there with the sled build, with the truck build. You got anything else you need? Oh, you need to talk about Fox, right? Fox send you some stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
The truck has got stuff on it.
Yeah, the truck. It was really fun because it was like a snowmobile community effort, I guess. Rick from Fox sent me shocks for the truck. Alicia Martin, who used to work for Arctic Cat, now is running Arctic Insider. She's got a metal fab shop, and she laser cut the DMC logos out. Caliber sent me the glides for the ramp and the clamp for the deck. Ace powder coating. I've worked with him for years on all my sled builds. He powder coated it for me. So yeah, it was fun to kind of Octane Ink design like the DMC logos for it. So yeah, using all my connections through the snowmobile industry to kind of build this ultimate sled truck. So.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, check it out on the SnoWest Magazine Instagram and Dave's DMC 150 Instagram. We're going to come back around with your 26s when you get your mods done, because you're building a turbo and you're building a stage 2 again with Speedworks.
Yep.
And these things are wrapped like 90s.
Yeah.
You got a ZRT wrap and you got an EXT powder special wrap. Like, those are pretty cool looking. And when these are built, they're going to be pretty sick.
Yeah, I mean, that's the cool thing about Arctic Cat is, just that loyal fan base. And, now with the new ownership, I was like, what better year to do like throwback wraps?
Cool.
So, and I've been watching Brant, and his throwback wraps are pretty sweet. And I was like, I think we can do something like that.
Yeah. I hope they'll stick around for a while.
Yeah, I think they will. I mean, Polaris is starting to.
Yeah.
And Cat even did that. Like our Kitty Cat this year's like retro graphics.
Oh, that's cool.
So.
And the EXT special.
Yep.
That's retro.
Yep.
Like very retro though, like 70s.
Right. Yeah, you look at some of those old sleds and they were so cool. Like, and I don't know. I mean, just that's where we kind of, those 90s sleds. That's where we were, just kids riding. And I'm not quite as old as you guys, but close.
No, I took it. Did I ever tell you like the ZRT came out 96?
Yeah.
The ZRT triple.
Yeah.
And I think that was a mid-season release. And so we got one in, I want to say February, March that was probably 95, February, March of 95. And then it came out like full release that fall as a 96 model. So we had a pre-production like pressed loaner unit, and I had it in the back of my truck because I was riding that thing like constantly just after school or on the weekends. So, but high school kid, think you're cool,
Right.
haul it around in the back of the truck, take it to auto body. And over there at Hillcrest High School, there used to be a pit where the softball diamond is. It was just a drainage pit. And so it's like late February, early March, and it was pretty warm. And so that was full of water. And all the kids were like, hey, you should pull that thing out and water skip it. So we did. We dragged that ZRT out in the parking lot and went across that water and back and threw it right back in the truck.
Never sunk it.
At high school.
Never
sunk it. No.
Wow.
No, that would have been a different story to tell if I sunk that thing in a mud pit over at the high school.
A loaner sled from Arctic Cat.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the first time we sunk
Just
one.
think how cool you would have been if you had a flatbed, though.
I know.
You would have been that much cooler.
Yeah, I'd have people walking up to me and be like, "Hey, are you from Swan Valley?" I've never owned a flatbed, and I've really honestly never had the desire to own a flatbed.
You saw it, like you were intrigued.
I am intrigued. Yeah, I think it's cool, but at the same time, it's like I like the bed of a pickup,
Right.
But I also like a heated Trails West trailer.
Right.
And maybe I'm just soft, but I like firing up the furnace and having an apartment with me.
You know how everyone's like, there's all those memes of like, a guy can't strap a load and not be like, oh, that's not going anywhere. I'm the guy that like doesn't strap my load, and like everyone's like, oh, everything falls off the flatbeds, and you'd be surprised at like how stuff hauls and stays on a flatbed. But with that being said, one time I bought like 2 nice chairs, and they were like in boxes, and I if I strapped them, I didn't strap them good enough. I was going 50 miles an hour, like literally like right down here on the highway, and one of those brand new chairs went flying off, ruined it. So flatbeds, that they're a regular pickup bed, I probably would have kept my chair. So
I've seen a few things come off. I can't remember if it was Rob's or Nethercott's bike that fell off on our way up to the big holes. It just went bouncing off, and finally the back tire came off and the whole bike tipped off. So
yeah, but like if you do that with a truck bed, it's going to cost you thousands of dollars to fix.
true. I guess it's just the bike at that point.
Yeah, but how many stories do you have of it falling out of a truck bed?
That's true.
They only fall off of flatbeds. But I don't know what it is, because I mean, I've seen you and Rob like roll up, and like you said, you used to just have like a D-ring hook around the ski loop.
But this one's taking all those things into account. Now we got nice tie down hooks and dirt bike chocks and all sorts of stuff.
That's awesome.
So
What would Rob say about that truck?
he'd tell me I copied him because I put the DMC logo, and he put the RMR logo in his flatbed.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, that thing did turn out really nice. Like that's a pretty cool setup.
That's awesome.
And I can't wait till you scratch it the first time.
Yeah, I think we did a little earlier today.
Yeah, you put some carbide marks on it. Yeah. All right. Well, DMC 150 on Instagram, Dave McClure. Thanks for coming on the show and talking about this truck build. Stick around though. We're gonna split this into 2 parts. We're gonna do another podcast with Dave, just general talking about some of the history with Arctic Cat, making it through the last few years with it going from Arctic Cat to Textron to Brad Darling, just the roller coaster ride that's been, and just some other stories. So stick around. If you're watching this on YouTube, on the SnoWest Magazine YouTube channel, please hit that subscribe button. Go to snowwest.com and check out the t-shirts and hoodies that we have there. And you can still subscribe to the magazine. We're still doing SnoWest Magazine. This is our 53rd year in print. And great content in there. And yeah, check that out at snowwest.com. And thanks for listening. We'll catch you next episode.